A Tennessee high school student is now suing both his school district and the administrators of it for violating his freedom of speech when he was suspended for 3 days for posting memes on Instagram that were considered derogatory towards his principal. I know you want to see the memes, so we're going to show you the memes. Here are some of the memes that mandated suspension. I don't know what any of these mean. Nya. Neko, quick. No, Jason, don't leave me. Like a sister, but not a sister. I think I aged 5 years in reading these memes. I understand that they're derogatory. I get that. I don't know if they're references to anime or something. They don't seem that bad. Honestly, compared to memes that I've seen, this does not seem like the worst thing in the world, but it did lead to a 3-day suspension. And now it's a federal lawsuit. So look, they say that they're justified in doing this suspension for a couple different reasons. So there's a school policy which prohibits students, quote, whether at home or school, from posting pictures that result in, quote, the embarrassment, demeaning, or discrediting of any student or staff. Another policy prohibits students from engaging in social media activity, quote, unbecoming of a wildcat. I don't know. I think that if you're a wildcat, you'll do wild things. And they did make you into a cat in one of those memes. Are they perhaps being the ultimate wildcat? But anyway, JR, you're the one with a kid in school who probably is also under these sorts of policies. What do you make of this? Who's in the right?
Yeah, well, the policy's there, bro. It's one of those things. Maybe it's in the fine print, or maybe you just didn't realize it, but the policy's there. And this is a direct violation of it. That whether at home or at school, to post things for embarrassment, demeaning, discrediting. That was the idea. That was the point. I don't think he was trying to promote his principal. Maybe he was. Maybe he likes the principal and he's like, I just want to put him in these fun positions. As you said, our masses don't really know what exactly the point he was making, but it doesn't seem like it was glowing. So, it's a 3-day suspension. I remember kids would get 3-day suspension in high school or wherever level this kid is when we were that age. And it was, Malcolm got suspended. I guess you see in 3 days, Malcolm, have a good time. Calm down. It's a 3-day suspension. You haven't been expelled. You're not kicked out of school. Your grades aren't going to suffer. You're not going to not then go off to college, whatever it is. I think this is more a minimal thing, but just chill out with the memes and stuff. Do this one thing that us old folks used to do. Talk trash about your principal and your teachers to your friends. Just say it to them. Talk about how much you hate that guy specifically so that you can just verbally have these conversations. Yeah, I'm the old man in this situation. But then again, I do disagree with the back end of it. Anything unbecoming of a wildcat, that's way too broad and way too up to maybe the principal's discretion, or even anyone else within any kind of position of power, their discretion to say, well, that's unbecoming of a wildcat. Because we have seen some students post something, nothing to do with the school. I think it was like cheerleaders or something. How much they disliked something and they got suspended for it. That's them talking about whatever it is they want. They're not necessarily including this guy in it and demeaning him. They're just talking. It's the same way. That's where the line, I think, has to be drawn.
Look, I think that your old man advice seems reasonable, but that would require young people to talk face to face. And I don't think that's a thing that happens anymore. But anyway, the memes, I don't think are that bad. The unbecoming of a wildcat is obviously vague. Some would say purposefully vague. Yes. Some would say they make it vague so they can do whatever they want. I don't like this. I like them taking seriously cyberbullying because I honestly can't even conceive of how bad it must be. I imagine it is horrible out there when it comes to cyberbullying of other students. I care much less about the memes about the staff. I don't want them to be attacking the staff either, but if they're gonna attack any of the staff, then the principal I care the least about, and this doesn't seem particularly bad. Also, constitutional concerns aside, if you do not want students to target you with memes online, do you know what you don't do? You don't suspend a student over doing really light nonsensical memes, because you have just signaled to the entire student body that you are very affected by the things you see online, and kids like Piranha will swarm at the first taste of blood, which you have openly given to them willingly. So I am worried about the cyberbullying that will happen to you now. Anyway, interesting conversation. I think we need to take the cyberbullying seriously, but when it comes to the principles, then maybe we need to have another conversation.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.